Hi, second grade. Welcome to reading class. More about the stolen popsicle. Okay, so I hope all of you read this story by now, and yeah, I thought it was a pretty good story. Again, it's about a little boy named Toby, and the story question says, why didn't Toby like to put money in the basket at Sunday school? So did you figure out why he didn't want to put money in the basket at Sunday school? Well, it seems like Toby didn't quite understand where the money was going. He couldn't see where the money was going when he gave it into the offering for Sunday school. And so he liked to see where his money was going. So he figured, well, if he can see that his money is going for a popsicle, that would seem a little bit better. So he was kind of selfish in that. He was thinking about himself more than what he should have. He should have been thinking more of other people and not so much just about himself. Yeah, so let's just review the Bible verse. And the Bible verse talks about not being selfish. It's a really good verse. It says, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." Acts chapter 20, verse 35. So that verse means that we should give to other people and not just think that we need to get always. We need to have a giving, unselfish attitude and give more to other people. Okay, so let's look now at the words with meanings here on the board. We have attempt means a try. Collection means a group of things gathered together. Popsicles means colored and flavored water frozen on sticks. Slushy means partly melted. Sucked means drew in liquid with the mouth. Wrappers means pieces of paper used to wrap things. So those are your words with meanings. And anytime that you don't know what they mean, you can look them up in your glossary. Yeah, so let's look here now at your lesson, your story, some questions that I would usually ask you questions. So I'll just ask you some questions again and see if you can maybe have an answer ready for me right after the question. Okay, so do you have your readers open? And are you ready for the first question? So the first question is this: did Toby like popsicles best when it was hot? So did he just like them when it was hot? Well, they say no, he liked them anytime. Winter or summer, spring or fall. So he liked popsicles so good he would eat them any time of the year. Number 2 says, why didn't Toby ask Mother about spending the money for a popsicle? Well, Mother didn't know he had a quarter. So he hadn't asked his mom. She didn't know he had a quarter. Number 3, what game did Toby play on the way home? So he tried to step on every crack in the sidewalk and he counted them as he went. So that was kind of like a game that he played on the way home. He was walking home on a sidewalk, and a sidewalk has like cracks in it. And so he was counting every crack in the sidewalk. It must have been a big, long sidewalk. He must have lived in town or something close to town because he was not too far from the ice cream shop. And so then he was walking on this sidewalk and he was trying to count every crack as he went. And it was like a nice game. What rules did the game have? So the rules of the game were, if you missed one, you had to start over. And if you forgot what number you were on, you had to start over. So he had to try not to miss any crack, and he had to try to remember the number he was on as he got to each crack. Number 5, what would Mother give Toby if he ever got to 100? She would give him a quarter for a popsicle. So Toby, he liked more popsicles the better. So he kept trying to see if he could get this game accomplished so he could get another popsicle. Okay, number 6. Where had Toby gotten the quarter he had just spent? Well, Daddy had given it to him to put in the basket at Sunday school. Remember, Daddy gave him that quarter to give to Sunday school, and that's where he'd gotten the quarter. Number 7, why did Toby think the quarter was his to do with as he pleased? He thought it was his if Daddy gave it to him. Number 8, how do you know Toby was the kind of boy who would not usually cheat or lie? And the answer is, he never considered saying he had gotten to 100, even though he needed only one more crack. Also, he had planned to ask Mother if it would be fair to count jumping up the steps the same as a crack. So we can tell that Toby was a good, honest boy, and that was good. He wasn't one to lie or cheat, and it's not like he went and stole the popsicle. He didn't, like, for just the act of stealing something. It's because he didn't quite know that he actually was stealing, but he still should have given the money into the offering because it was for the offering. But yeah, so anyway, he was the kind of boy who would not usually cheat or lie. He tried to be good, so that was a good thing. Okay, let's talk about paragraphs now. How many paragraphs are on page 258? I'll show it to you here on the video. So you have this page right here. And how many paragraphs do we have? So we start wherever it's indented, it's where a paragraph starts. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Altogether, you have 5 paragraphs on page 258. The next one is how many paragraphs begin on page 262. 262. So here we have 262. How many paragraphs begin on page 262? Well, you start wherever it's indented. That's where you'll start. So we start right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 paragraphs that begin on page 262. Okay, let's now think about your lesson for today. So you may open up your light units, and you can, if you have not already read your story orally, you can find someone to help you read the paragraphs and read orally. Orally means out loud, right? So you want to read it out loud to someone, either your mom or somebody. And so part A then says, after you're done reading the story orally, then part A, you will scan the pages for the bold clue word in each question to help you find the answer, and then write each answer. So you will look for the page numbers there and read the sentence, read the question first, and then look at the bold word there, and that will help you to find the answer on the page. Yeah, so you can just follow your directions for the rest of your lesson. Part E, we will be kind of doing what you did in language arts. You will be writing each plural by changing F to V and adding S or ES. So you can do that for that. Okay, memorize your Bible memory verse and try to say it to someone throughout the day. Yeah, so I'm gonna let you work now, and you have a good afternoon.